Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's where you'll find our revolutionary blueprint course. There's only one place that you can go from zero to hero over a weekend by watching the incredible blueprint. It's everything you'll need to be that $1 million agent. Prospecting, listing, negotiation, and growth. Broken up into short 15-minute pieces, skip to the content you need now or watch from the beginning to end. Only on Josh Phegan Digital. Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, today we're going to talk about new age buyer work, and I think that this is a really important conversation. The reality of it is most CRMs have not actually kept up, with how much buyers are changing in terms of what they go to look for. I remember when I looked at buying a property in Sydney, I started at a price range of $500,000. I ended up buying one for $1.5 million. Now, it was a 6 or 12 month journey, but you know what? They didn't update my details in the CRM every single time I started to come through different open for inspections. The secondary part about that is that a lot of agents are very used to the buyers are sending through an inquiry. They're probably going to ask about a price guide. They're going to come back with a price guide if that's not published online. And then the next conversation is, maybe I'll see you at the open. But yet they don't even look at maybe, for example, buyers that have bought copies of pest and building reports, or buyers that are coming with a buyer's agent, or people that are coming back for a second inspection with a tape measure to qualify that they're actually better types of buyers that we know that absolutely need to go and do it. Now, my lesson is that I say to people on a Monday, you should be literally just reading back through all the names you met over the weekend and understanding which of those buyers need to be added to your buyer hit list, because you know that they're really likely to do a transaction. Maybe they've sold, they need to buy by a certain date, they've got a level of urgency, their finance is ready, they were an underbidder. There was something that led you to qualify them to get them to that point that there's a high level of urgency. Yeah. How many agents do you reckon do that? What do you think new age buyer work is really all about?
Josh, I think you've got to be. I think I see this in my team, and I've seen across the board. Is that I think agents listen to buyers too much on what their sort of criteria is, and and then they get a little bit sort of pigeonholed on what they're telling you. I've always worked on going, okay, let's understand the price range the buyer wants and show them everything you've got, even if it's a suburb, 3 suburbs away, and cross-sell and get them thinking a little bit outside the box and showing them as much in their price range that you can then get them into a property and make sure that buyer is actually you can actually sense a buyer's conversation on the phone if they are actually urgent or not. But I think it's making sure that, particularly when you run a lot of stock, you've really got to, sometimes you can, we're going in on a Monday and we've got 231 buyers to call, and you go, how are you going to find the best buyers in it? Because most agents would rush those calls. But, we've got a team of 6, that's, 40 calls each or whatever. Spend the time and just weed out, who's urgent, who isn't, and then put them in a spreadsheet of top 10 buyers in a price range, and then deal with those buyers, cross-sell, make sure that you're the agent that helps them out.
I think this is the big conversation, is that a lot of agents don't really think about it. On a really normal campaign, and I'm not talking out of this world, you might meet 20 buyers over the course of 4 weeks. And I know it can be really big in your market, and also too, it can also be similar numbers to that. But one buys. What happens to the other 19? And what's really amazing is that the lack of agents that want to get on the phone, ring and let someone know there's actually been a sale, and then cross-sell them onto an alternate property. Is that the benefit of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listings in a similar price range to be able to take one buyer from the next, to the next property?
Big time. We experienced that yesterday in Bronte. We've got 3 houses in the same price range. One of them doesn't have parking, but it is probably the best house of them all. We put that house as the last open house of the day because we know that, and we experienced this yesterday, that 60% of the buyers that came through that house, we pushed them there because on their search criteria they had parking ticked, so they didn't actually get it on any alert. But we knew that if we got them there, because it's a quiet street, easy street to park in, would find buyers. We actually found both buyers were people that we pushed down there. So it's also been smart, with stuff like that and making sure, and that's the issue with how people search these days. They've got a lot of filters on. I always tell everyone to remove those. That's how I've always searched. But and that's how you also cross-sell, because if the buyer said, no, I've got to have parking, I'd still mention it to them because I said it's the easiest street in Bronte to park in. So, that's also what good buyer work is. We sold a house last year for 13.5 without parking, and that was purely because I called the buyer for it. It's like probably a record price for a house in Sydney without parking. You can't even put it in. So that's also having knowledge of the marketplace, but also if you've got a name in the marketplace, I'll listen to. So that comes with a lot of years of experience as well.